Our group was assigned the Chaparral and the Deserts of the America ecosystems, and we're currently in Chaparral, which is classified by infrequent high-intensity fires, and we can observe little shrubs here that are typically 3 to 6 feet, and flowers will often appear after a fire occurs. And they often have extensive root systems, which you can't exactly see, but it helps in this ecosystem. And it is usually classified by the dominance of one species, which can differ. Go.
Okay, and one plant we observed here is the jojoba. It is a woody shrub, and it's, as she mentioned, about 6 feet tall. It has a very sturdy trunk, as you can see down there, and really waxy leaves that are also kind of leathery. These waxy leaves reduce the water loss, while they're light green and yellowish color, helps to reflect the sunlight to keep the plant cool. And the deep root system, as you can see below, is allows for access to the water stored far underground, and it can store moisture and survive those dry seasons.
These climate adaptations we just talked about are super important for a chaparral environment because according to the National Park Service article about chaparrals are often very dry, so they'll have a lot of droughts and they'll have a lot of fires. These droughts and fires have been exacerbated with climate change, so it's really important for the jojoba tree to be able to survive with these thick leaves that can hold water during droughts and these thin branches that, when they're damaged by fire, easily regrow and help the plant adapt.
This is the desert willow. It lives in a desert environment, which means that it doesn't get much rain and it's usually very hot during the day. The other flora that you can see around it are like succulents, so down here, and also other cacti. And there are some taller trees, kind of like this one, but those are the main flora in that area. Also, in terms of abiotic conditions, there's usually, there's lots of rocks. There's not much else to note. It's mainly the dry climate.
Climate adaptations is the process by which plants evolve or develop traits that allow for their survival as well as reproduction. In this case, the desert willow has developed traits of having very long and very thin leaves that have a waxy surface, which allows them to retain more water.
All right, to go off of what Lucas said, according to environmentalscience.org, the desert willow leaves have a lower surface area, which helps with water retention because less water will be, water vapor will be expelled through the stomata. Compare this with a leaf like this from the desert succulents, also present in the Deserts of the America ecosystem. These plants feature a much larger surface area in their leaves. However, they have a much waxier structure, if you were to feel the leaves of this and compare it to this much smaller leaves of the desert willow, that has a much waxier structure because the waxiness of the leaves better prevents